Namaskar everybody and welcome to the Gita Satsang for today. So let us get started. Let us do the Prarthana. By the Guru's grace and the will of Sri Krishna, we have all assembled for this Gita Satsang. May we have their guidance to be able to learn and adopt the things which will help us to grow spiritually. Let us chant the shlokas. Vasudeva Sutam Devam Kamsa Chanuramardanam Devaki Paramanandam Krishnam Vande Jagadgurum Krishnaya Vasudevaya Haraye Paramatmane Pranatah Kleshanashaya Govindaya Namo Namaha Namostu Te Vyasa Vishala Buddhe Pullara Vindaya Tapatra Netra Yena Tvaya Bharata Taila Purnaha Prajvalito Jnanamaya Pradipaha Ramanujadaya Patram Jnana Vairagya Bhushanam Srimad Venkatanathaaryam Vande Vedanta Deshikam Yo Nityamachyuta Padambuja Yugma Rukma Vyamohatastaditarani Trinaya Mene Asmad Gurur Bhagavatosya Dayaika Sindhoho Ramanujasya Charanau Sharanam Prapadye. So offering Namaskar at the feet of the Guru, let us take up today's shloka. So in the first chapter, the 32nd and 33rd shlokas we are going to take today because they are closely linked with each other. The sentiment that Arjuna is expressing in both these is a continuous one. So we will take that up. Nakangshe vijayam Krishna nacha rajyam sukhani cha kim no rajyena Govinda kim bhogair jivitena va येषामर्थे काङ्क्षितं नो राज्यं भोगा सुखानि च त इमेव स्थिता युद्धे प्राणां त्यक्त्वा धनानि च. So the meaning of this, Arjuna says, O Krishna, I do not desire victory, kingdom, or the happiness which comes from it. Of what avail, of what use will be a kingdom or the pleasures or even life itself when the very persons for whom we covet them are standing before us for battle? So Krishna is saying, I have no akanksha, I have no wish, no desire. For what? For vijaya, for victory. I don't have desire for rajya. I don't have desire for any sukha. I don't want any bhoga. I don't want to enjoy anything. And I don't even want this life itself. Why he is feeling this? Because he says that the persons for whose sake we want to achieve this, when those very people are standing before us, in front of us, opposite to us, ready to fight us, so what is the use of getting all this? So what is it that whom Arjuna is referring to here? Right? So what he is saying here is that I, or the Pandavas, we, all of us, why we want this kingdom? Because Arjuna's sentiment is that we want to win this victory, we want to do a good thing. And for whom we want to do this? We want to offer it to our grandfather Bhishma, to our Acharya Dronacharya. Now what has happened? Those same people for whose sake we want to do everything, they are standing on the opposite side and they are ready to fight against us. So what is the use? Why should I fight? And what is the cost that I'm going to pay for getting all these things? By fighting against these very people, if they are going to get killed, then why am I fighting for it? That is the desperation, that is the despair which is there in Arjuna's mind. Many times in our life also, we may feel that we are doing certain things for the sake of somebody else, that we try to help somebody, or we try to do something which is going to be of benefit to another person. Many times we come across situations where, we will try to advise somebody and say that you do like this is good for you. Our intention in trying to tell that person is that they should benefit from it. But when we give advice like that, then those people only get angry on us, or those people don't like it, or they will express their displeasure that why are you telling me like this? I don't want your advice. So at that time, we feel a kind of despair that for whom I'm doing all this? Why am I? Why should I take all this trouble? What is the point of it all? So in the end, what am I going to achieve by doing this? Like that. So what we feel is on a very small scale. But here, what Arjuna is feeling is on a very large scale, because the kind of destruction that is going to happen will be very huge. And he wants to please Acharya, he wants to please grandfather, and for their sake, if he is going to fight, then when those people are only not going to be there at the end, then for what purpose am I doing all this? That is the kind of question that is facing Arjuna. So here Arjuna is in what we call as a dharma sankata. Whenever we have a choice to make, if you have to make a choice between one thing which is correct and one thing which is wrong, then that choice is a little easy to make, because you know that what is wrong, you should not be choosing that, and what is right, only that you should be choosing. But when the question is of this is also right, that is also right, so what do I choose between those two? Then that is the question that is facing Arjuna. Now here the Acharyas show us that when now we know all along Arjuna has been falling out to Krishna by different names. Last time we talked about the name Keshava, right? So here there is another word called Govinda. This Nama Arjuna is using for Krishna. He says, Kim no Rajyena Govinda, Kim Bhogai Jivitena. So, what is the significance of using this Nama as Govinda? Why is Arjuna referring to the Lord as Govinda here? The word Govinda, if you see the derivation of it, Gam Vindati iti Govinda, that which goes closer to, that is Govinda. So go has, the word go has different meanings. So go can mean cows. In the most common usage, the word go means cow. We have heard no, about how people do go dana, or we have heard about how go mutra is mixed in the panchamrita, like that. So go refers to the cow. So Vinda is the one who visits the cows, who approaches the cows, or who takes care of them. So Govinda is the one who takes care of the cows, the one who makes sure that the cows are in a good condition. So such a person is called Govinda. So we know that this meaning is given, this word, this name was given to Krishna because he was so fond of the cows that always he would be with the cows. We may have seen many pictures of Lord Krishna, and in most of the pictures you will find that there is a cow which is next to him, or there are many cows. Krishna is shown in the middle of all the cows. Every day in the morning, with Balarama and all the other Gopas, Krishna would take all the cows to the forest for grazing, and in the evening he would come back with all the cows. We know that whenever time permits, we will talk some other day about the Brahma Vimohan Leela, where Brahma tries to, test if Krishna is really God. So at that time, Krishna himself takes the form of all cows, and he continues that for about 1 year. So like this, Krishna and the cows have a very close sambandha, because Krishna is the one who is the lover of cows. He is the one who serves the cows. He is the one who takes care of the cows. In fact, it is told that whenever there was a young calf, a newborn calf, now that calf will not know how to drink the water. So when Krishna took the cows and the calves to graze, and when they walked by the banks of the Yamuna river, that little calf, that tiny calf, will not know how to drink the water. So at that time, Krishna would mimic the action. What he would do is, he would put his hands behind, and then he would bend down, and with his tongue, he would, drink and sip the water of the Yamuna. So seeing his action, the calf also would mimic that action, and it would learn how to drink water from the river. So such is the love of Krishna for the cows. So the one who protects the cows, the one who takes care of the cows, the one who gives pleasure to the cows, the one who is very fond of the cows, he is Govinda. Similarly, the word go also means bhumi, or the earth. So the one who protects the earth, he is Govinda. So we have seen multiple times in the Varaha Avatara of the Lord also. We have seen how the Lord had, the Bhumi Devi had been taken away and hidden by Hiranyaksha. So at that time, Lord takes the avatar as Varaha and he rescues Bhumi Devi. So he is the one who protects the Bhumi also. So that is another reason why he is called as Govinda. Now, why Arjuna is referring to Krishna by this name? Because Govinda means the one who protects the earth, the one who protects all the people on the earth, the one who protects the cows. So he is protecting everybody. So Arjuna is trying to say that you got a good name and you have taken up this work of protecting everybody. But you only want me to fight against all these people and commit that great crime of killing my own people? That is not fair, Krishna, he's saying. So that is what the acharyas tell us, that why is Arjuna using this word Govinda? He's trying to make his point that, oh Govinda, you are protecting everybody. Then how come you are telling me to kill my own people and commit a crime like that? This is not fair, he seems to be saying. Right? So that is about the word of Govinda and why Arjuna is using that here. Second thing, we already said, Arjuna is asking that these people for whose sake I want to do everything, they are against me. Now, at what cost will I get victory? What is the use of such a victory? So, this shows us that Arjuna has the attitude which is very difficult to have. He has been in great trouble. The Pandavas went through so many difficulties. And yet, despite going through all those difficulties, Arjuna has not given up the Dharma Chintanam. Dharma Chintanam means thinking about what Dharma tells, thinking about what is the right thing to do, trying to follow that which Dharma has told. Now we know Dharma tells about ahimsa, asteya, not being violent, non-violence, then always speaking the truth, always doing what is right, not killing others, not coveting what others have, not feeling jealous of others, right? So Arjuna is at a stage where he has been through a lot of difficulties because of the Kauravas. And yet, at this time, now it is his turn to get what is due to him. And it is, many people would have welcomed this opportunity that, yes, these people gave us so much trouble. Now I'm going to take revenge against them. Now I will get back whatever I lost. But Arjuna is not having that kind of an attitude. He has come for the battle. And yet, standing there, seeing his own people standing against him on the opposite side, he is wondering that, okay, I will fight this war. Okay, I will win. But at what cost am I going to win this? So this is what the Arjuna's special quality is. That although he has been through great difficulty, he has faced lot of hardship, still he has not moved away from the path of dharma. Still he is having that karuna and compassion, which moves him to say, what is the cost at which I'm going to get victory? Do I want to get victory like this? Will I be able to enjoy whatever I win by killing my own people? So that shows the special characteristic of Arjuna. He is prepared to go and live in the forest. He says that already we have lived so many years in the forest. We are used to it. So I will go and live in the forest. But I don't want to fight these own people of mine because he is feeling sad. They are on the other side. So if I fight in this battle, they are going to get killed. I don't want that kind of a victory. So from this, actually, we also can take one important point in our own lives that when we face certain situations, how do we look at them? What is the viewpoint with which we face our difficulties in life? Are we the type who wants victory at any cost? That no matter what happens to another person, I only want to have my way. I only want to enjoy for myself. I'm not bothered about what happens to others. We must also consider where we are on that scale. What kind of mentality do we have? And we have to try and move to the higher level. So the acharyas tell that when we consider the different types of attitude of people and things in this world, we are able to identify three kinds of spirits. One is the attitude of which is called adhama. The middle level is called madhyama, and the highest and the most superior and best is the approach which is called as uttama. So what happens here? What do we mean by this adhama, madhyama, and uttama? We can learn from some examples. Now it is told, the example is given of the leech. We know the leech is an animal which sucks the blood, and leeches were being used in surgery also in the past. Right? Bloodletting was one of the techniques that people were using. So it has been observed that when this leech is born, the leech comes out of its mother's womb by tearing apart the stomach of the mother, and that mother will die while giving birth to the leech. So that leech's mentality that it wants to come out and survive, even if it kills its own mother, that is an example of an adhama attitude. So in our life, if we want that, I want to be enjoying, I want to have everything, I want to gain victory, and I will even go to the level of hurting other people for it. I will not mind committing violence against somebody else. I will not mind causing harm to other person. Then if I use this kind of an approach, then my attitude is adhama. That is the one where it is full of the tamasic quality. What is a middle level, madhyama level? It is like, now we offer grass to the cow, and in return the cow gives us milk. Or we water the plants, and the plants will give us fruits. We water the coconut tree, we get coconuts from that tree. So like this, that we live and let live, that kind of an approach is called as a madhyama approach, and that is an indication of a rajasic quality. So we we will do good for other people as long as they are doing good for us, or we do good to other people expecting that we will get something good from them, or expecting that something in return will be given to us. So that is called as the madhyama level. But what is the superior or uttama level? That, like the sandalwood tree. Now whenever sandalwood trees grow very tall and they have fully grown, then they will be cut down. So the woodcutter will go with his axe and he will cut that sandalwood tree. Now that axe has destroyed the sandalwood tree's life, isn't it? And yet the smell, the fragrance of that sandalwood will be sticking to that axe. So the sandalwood tree has given its fragrance to even the axe which cut it down. In other words, even if we have to go through problems, we take that problem, but we make sure that we help other people. So if that is our attitude, then that is called as the Uttama attitude. So we need to evaluate for ourselves and see where on this spectrum we are. We may fluctuate. We will not always be Adhama or Madhyama or Uttama. But the idea is that we must understand predominantly where we stand and what we must move towards. Obviously, we must not be at the Adhama level. That is definitely prohibited. Most of us will be at the Madhyama level. So we have to evaluate and see how can I go to that Uttama level. That should be our idea at all times. And when we do more and more sadhana, when we grow on, further and further we go on the spiritual path, our attitude must change. That we want to do what is right, what is correct, even if it causes problem for me, that is okay, but I will do what is right. That should be our approach. So that is one thing we can learn here from Arjuna's attitude. We can learn this, that he was definitely of the uttama category. Now about this name Govinda, we already saw that Arjuna is referring to Krishna as Govinda here. Now, many times this word, this name of Govinda, of Krishna as Govinda, is very common, isn't it? The most common example we know is whenever we go to Tirupati, must have heard that everybody is calling out Govinda, 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 they say, isn't it? So even at the beginning of most of the pujas, they will say Govinda, 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 and then start with whatever has to be done. We know that Adi Shankaracharya composed the famous Bhaja Govindam Stotra, Then we know there is Govinda Ashtakam. We know there are so many stotras in praise of Govinda. We know how Jayadeva, who was one of the great saints and bhaktas of the Lord in Jagannath Puri, he composed what is called as the Gita Govinda. So like this, we have heard many glories of this name of Govinda. So how is it that the Lord got the name as Govinda? The name was given to Krishna by Indra at the time of the famous Govardhana Leela. So we know this story. We have also talked about it in some previous satsang, isn't it? How all the residents of Vrindavan, they were all offering prayers and they were doing homa, yajna and everything for Indra because they thought that Indra is the one who is providing them with rain and all other things. And because of Indra, our cows are good, our fields are growing well, our cows are giving milk, and we are able to have a good life. So when but Krishna realized that Indra was proud about his power. So Krishna suggested that why should we offer worship to Indra? We should worship Govardhana Giri, Govardhana mountain, because Govardhana mountain is the one who is providing grass for our cows to graze on. Govardhana mountain is the one who is having all these plants and herbs and medicinal plants and fruit giving trees and all that. Govardhana mountain is the one whose height is so great that it causes the clouds to shower down the rain. So everything is actually being given by Govardhan. So let us worship Govardhan and do Govardhan puja, he said. So that year, everybody followed Krishna's words and they offered prayers to Govardhana. Now, Indra was very angry at this. As Krishna knew, Indra was very proud. So he couldn't bear this that they didn't give him the worship and they offered it to Govardhana. So he said, wait, I will teach these people a lesson. And he, for so many days and nights continuously, he sent, lot of thunder, lightning. There was a storm, there was torrential rain, and it just kept pouring and everything got flooded. So at that time, all the people didn't know what to do. So what did Krishna do? We know how famously he lifted the Govardhana Giri on the little finger of his left hand, and he held it like an umbrella to shelter all the people under that. And for 7 days and nights continuously, as it poured, all the people got the protection and they were happily living with Krishna under the Govardhan mountain. So when Krishna did this, then Indra realized his mistake. Then he realized that he was actually foolish and that he had not known the power of Krishna. So then Indra comes there and he says, he asks, to be forgiven. He apologizes. He says, I'm sorry. He begs forgiveness from Krishna. And with the Surabhi cow, he does Abhisheka. And at that time, he says, you are the protector of all these gopas and gopis. You are the protector of all the cows here. So you are going to be called as Govinda. So that is how Krishna got the name Govinda. So we can see what is the spirit of Krishna, that he is always there ready to protect us. And we may think that we are not very great bhaktas. We are not, very steeped in devotion. It is not as if we are having lot of bhakti. But will Krishna come to protect us? So to give us some, hope, there is a story which is told in Vishnu Dharma. So in that, the story of a person called as Kshatra Bandhu is told. This story is a little similar to some other story we have seen, but it is a different story. So there was one prince in a kingdom, and he was very bad. He was, very evil in his nature. He used to always keep, the king is supposed to take care of his praja and, protect them. But this fellow, this prince, was, very evil, and he would only keep troubling everybody. So what happened is, everybody got fed up with him, and his own father banished this fellow to the forest. So because he was like the enemy of the Kshatriyas, enemy of all the people, he got the name as Kshatrabandhu. So he was sent away to the forest. And there also he continued his evil ways. He would hunt down all the animals. He would kill animals for pleasure. He would keep troubling the animals and like that. Now one day what happened is, he happened to be passing by a river. And there he saw that there was one place where there was like what is called as quicksand. It is that part of the sandy part of the river, where if somebody gets stuck, they will get pulled down deep into that thing and get drowned out. So there was a rishi who was caught in that quicksand. So this Kshatrabandhu, as he was passing by, he heard the cries of that rishi. And God knows what happened to him. At that moment, he went and he helped that rishi out to come out from there. That was the first and the only good deed that Kshatrabandhu had done in his entire life. So when he pulled that rishi was very grateful to him. And he said, you have done a very good thing. Thank you so much. And I will tell you something which will uplift you, which will do good to you. So the Kshatrabandhu laughed and he said, what good I can do? I have been bad all my life. Definitely, I'm not going to do anything good. So the Rishi told him that I will teach you a 3-syllabled name of God. And you keep repeating that. And he taught him to say Govinda. Nothing, no Om, no Namaha, nothing. Just say Govinda, the Rishi told him. So this Kshatrabandhu said, what is going to happen by saying Govinda? The Rishi said, never mind. You don't bother about that. You just keep saying Govinda. But I can't stop doing whatever I'm doing. I have to hunt the animals. I have to kill the animals. The Rishi said, never mind. Do whatever you have to do, but you keep saying Govinda. So this Kshatrabandhu kept on doing all his normal bad things. Only difference was that now he was saying Govinda, Govinda, Govinda along with them. As he kept doing this, one fine day he died. In the next Janma, he was born into a good family where there were a lot of bhaktas around him, and he had the opportunity to do bhakti of the Lord. And by doing bhakti in that Janma, he went to moksha. So from this story of Kshatrabandhu, we can take a lot of hope, because we are not like Prahlada. We are not pious, great bhaktas of the Lord, isn't it? We also do so many wrong things. We also keep hurting other people. We also keep talking rudely. We also keep behaving selfishly. We do so many things which are actually not to be done. And yet, like Kshatrabandhu, if we just keep on repeating the name of Govinda, that name will destroy all our papa. That name will take us further away from wrongdoing, and it will make our sins to go away. It will purify our antakarana, and some fine day it will take us to a situation from where we can get moksha. So we may not be murderers and killers like Shatrabandhu, but we often hurt other people with our words, or we behave in a way which is hurtful to others. So even if we have that attitude, never mind. Not to say that if we are good people, we should start doing bad and chant Govinda. Not like that. But even if we are doing wrong things, never mind. Let us keep chanting the name of Govinda, and definitely Govinda will come and take us further towards him, because that is the power of his name. So from this, we can understand from this story how great is the name of Govinda. Just chanting that name, one name of the Lord, is enough to get rid of our Janma Janmas of Papa. So in this Janma, at this point of time, we have had the good sense and we have had God's blessings to be in a satsang, to be in company of other sadhakas, and to hear the glories of the Lord's name. So what we need to do is, we need to try and practice chanting as much as possible. Whatever we are doing, along with that, let us keep chanting the name of the Lord. And that Lord whose name we are chanting, definitely He will make sure that He is protecting us. He is taking care of the poor, you know, animals like the cows who have no words to call out to Him also. Will He not listen to our call when we call to Him with our tongue, which He has only given us? What is the use of this tongue in our life? Is it only to taste and enjoy all kinds of different foods and drinks? Is it only to engage in sense pleasure? No. Like Prahlada told, and we have seen during the Navavida Bhakti Satsang, all our senses must be engaged in constantly getting closer to the Lord. Let us hear about the God. Let us chant His glories. Let us see His form. Let us smell the tulsi which is offered to the Lord. And constantly let us keep remembering Him and doing service to Him in whatever way possible. And definitely He will come and take us further. So with the hope and prayer that Krishna should bless us to be able to do all this, we will stop for today. So let us offer Kritagnyata. Let us offer gratitude and Kritagnyata at the lotus feet of Sri Krishna and Guru for inspiring us to start and join this satsang. And let us pray for their blessings and grace to always be on us. Namaskar. Thank you very much for joining in. If there's anything that anybody wants to say or comment or ask any questions, we can take up now. Okay, I don't think anybody has anything to add. In that case, we will stop here for today. Thank you, everybody. Namaskar. And we'll meet again next Tuesday. Namaste.
Thank you, Anji.
Thank you.